Hello everybody, in this video we'll try to understand some more concepts of Dhanishta nakshatra. Dhanishta nakshatra basically treated as a active nakshatra, it's an active nakshatra. Even if you observe the infants born under the influence of this particular nakshatra, or the infants having very strong uh, planet in Dhanishta nakshatra, they are very much active compared to other infants. And even more, these infants, they react to music very early compared to other infants. They can understand music very early compared to other infants. As we discussed in the previous video, Dhanishta is all about maintaining that rhythm, and also it's mainly related to the music, some music of the universe basically. So when some energy has the capacity to understand the rhythm of the universe, the celestial music of the universe, then it's not a great deal for them to understand the music very early or to react to the music very early. And one more thing is it belongs to the farmer community, you can say. So basically the nakshatra lord is Mars. So generally farmer community is a kind of Saturn related energy, because Saturn represents hard work and everything. But here our ancient seers segregated this into a kind of farmer community because of so much of energy present in Dhanishta nakshatra. So initially it is puzzling for everyone to understand why such a wealthy and very fame giving nakshatra. Dhanishta is also a kind of luck giving nakshatra. It gives money. So these things you hear more often, but it's really surprising to see this nakshatra to be segregated in the farmer community. So farmer community is basically a working class. They continuously work and feed the society, feed the world, right? So this relates to the fact that this nakshatra falls in Saturn sign, if you observe. So Dhanishta acts as a bridge between Capricorn and Aquarius. Both of them are basically the Saturn signs. So Dhanishta 1, 2 are in Cancer, and Dhanishta 3, 4 are in Aquarius. So every Mars nakshatra acts as a bridge between an earthy sign and an airy sign. And Dhanishta, of course, is another Mars nakshatra acting as a bridge between the earthy sign Capricorn and the airy sign Aquarius. So this nakshatra completely, it is present in under Saturn's influence because it's in the Saturn's area. So Saturn is a planet which was seen as belonging to the working class. Saturn is hard work basically. Hard work, continuous work, working with discipline, working with some principles. This is Saturn. So Saturn is basically, it represents working class. So Dhanishta is involved in all farmer-like activities. Farmer-like activities are creative activities. You can see farmers are very creative basically. So they produce goods, lot of goods. They feed the world. So even more in the ancient days, whoever feeds the world, they were a kind of rich. See, who can feed the world? Only rich people can feed the world, right? So you can see in that way farmer community is the most richest community in the entire world. So you can also take that into consideration. So our ancient seers in this way gave the importance, lot of importance to the working class, the farmer community, because without farmers the world is zero. Now if you see Dhanishta nakshatra, it is treated as a female nakshatra. It is also surprising to see that Dhanishta, the lord is Mars. So it is also very surprising to see Dhanishta being a female nakshatra. How it can be a female nakshatra? How it falls under a female nakshatra? See, all the presiding deities are male for this nakshatra. Even the nakshatra lord Mars is considered to be male, right? The presiding deities are male, Lord Shiva are, right? So this is because this nakshatra relates more to the energies of its deities rather than the actual deities, you can say. So if you see the energy of Lord Shiva, it's completely, Lord Shiva's energy is Goddess Shakti, Goddess Parvati, or that is a power of Lord Shiva, or Goddess Mahakali can be the power of Lord Shiva, right? So you can see the energies of all the presiding deities of this particular nakshatra. A female in energy is a feminine energy, so it is treated as a female nakshatra. So the Shaktis are always feminine, you can say. So it is a feminine force which presides over all creative arts like music and dancing, you can also observe. The energy behind music and dancing is also treated as feminine. So it's a female nakshatra. So it is no wonder then that all male dancers of the classical forms are quite feminine in their appearance and disposition, if you observe. So Dhanishta is an active nakshatra. It's infants born under this energy are very much active. They can absorb music and dancing very quickly compared to others, and it's an active nakshatra. It's a female nakshatra, and also it's related to the farmer community. It's a working class basically, and it is the richest. It's one of the richest nakshatras, you can say. And the body parts related to this particular nakshatra are the back and the anus. So the spinal cord, as we know, is directly related to the planet Saturn and the sign Capricorn, the spinal cord. So planet Saturn is related to most of the times when we talk about Saturn, we talk about spinal cord in the body parts. And also the Capricorn energy can be related to the spinal cord energy of a human body. So the Kundalini energy rises from the area around the anus and travels upwards through the back to the top chakra on the head. So spinal cord is very much important for this Kundalini awakening stuff. So clearly this is the only way for human beings to tune into the universal mind. And whenever we talk about Dhanishta nakshatra, we talk about the rhythm of the universe, the maintenance of the universe, the kind of celestial music that is maintaining the rhythm of the universe. We talk about this kind of energy. And so when you are talking about this kind of tuning up with the universal forces, tuning up with the universal forces, all these things are related to the awakening of your Kundalini energy also. So for awakening Kundalini energy, the spinal cord plays a major role, and the spinal cord is actually responsible for this Kundalini energy awakening. So the whole process, the rhythm of the universe, the celestial music of the universe, maintaining that rhythm in the universe, right? So that is directly relating to the spinal cord of the human body. So Dhanishta nakshatra represents the spinal cord of the human body and also the anus. So this is the only way for human beings to tune into the universal mind. That is the best way to express the power of Dhanishta. So this nakshatra requires one to do that in order to express its qualities. So this Kundalini awakening is really important for liberation. It's one of the techniques for liberation, people say. So Dhanishta energy plays a major role for Kundalini awakening, you can say. So if you see Ayurveda, it is primarily a Pitta nakshatra, that is a fiery. It's a fiery nakshatra due to its strong relation with Mars, of course. If you see the padas of Dhanishta nakshatra, basically, so the first pada of Dhanishta nakshatra ranges from 23 degree 20 minutes to 26 degree 40 minutes of Capricorn. And let us say your Jupiter is in Dhanishta first pada. Then in the Navamsha, you can see this Jupiter is in Leo. So Dhanishta first pada belongs to Leo Navamsha. Dhanishta first pada is also called as Leo Navamsha. So in the root, it is Dhanishta 1, but as time progresses, you can see a kind of Leo qualities exhibiting by Dhanishta first pada. So Leo Navamsha, so in the Navamsha chakra, it is basically a Leo energy. And Leo is of course ruled by Sun. So this particular portion, that is Dhanishta first pada, relates to the ambitious part of this particular nakshatra. It combines the energies of Sun, Mars and Saturn, as Sun is the Navamsha signs lord and Mars is the nakshatra lord and Saturn is the sign lord. So you can find a mixture of Sun, Mars and Saturn energies in Dhanishta first pada. So when a person is having enough energy and is enough hardworking and is also a kind of sun-like character, then just imagine, so the person can direct his energy towards early accomplishments. So the Saturn is here giving the person a kind of discipline, and Mars is giving a kind of passion and power to achieve the task, and Sun is the super macho power to the energy is the super macho and he can complete the task, right? So such energy can be seen in Dhanishta first pada. It's a very beautiful energy. So sun, as we know, is not a favorable planet uh, here, right, especially for marriage. uh, so this pada is not good for marital harmony. We generally say the sun Mars Saturn combination, the whole combination is not so auspicious for marriage, because sun represents the kind of pride a person takes, the kind of ego a person has, and Saturn, of course, Mars, these two are not so comfortable planets for marriage. So generally speaking, Dhanishta first pada may not be very auspicious for marriage. If you have a very significant planet sitting in Dhanishta first pada, then you may need to do some propitiations to come out of the marital discords. So it can also be too aggressive, because just imagine you're very hardworking and you're very uh, sun represents your ego and Mars is your power. You have something uh, peak of male qualities, means energy is a kind of purely male, because sun, Mars and Saturn are representing a kind of male proportions more. So person can be very much aggressive. So that is the first pada, which is actually the Leo Navamsha, is taking the energies of Sun, Saturn and Mars, and this energy, whatever we're talking about, uh, is very good for accomplishing so many worldly things, for worldly accomplishments. This particular energy is, of course, very much required, and the person can be rich also, because if a person is able to achieve something great, he can be very rich. But at the same time, the person having this much of aggression may not be a suitable person for marriage, you can say. So this pada assures easy success in one's undertakings, and it often brings the native under its influence into some kind of limelight also. It gives so much to the person except the marriage stuff. So the advice is, if you want propitiations, of course you can mail me, but as a human, if you are able to control, you just try to control your aggression in the marriage relationship, and the remaining things are very good for you. Dhanishta first pada. So if you talk about the second pada, or you can say the second quarter of this particular nakshatra, because every nakshatra is divided into 4 quarters, and the second quarter of Dhanishta nakshatra is actually falling in 26 degree 40 minutes to 30 degrees of Capricorn, because Dhanishta 2 is the edge of Capricorn basically, right? So Dhanishta first pada is in Leo Navamsha, then automatically Dhanishta second pada falls in Virgo Navamsha. So here Mercury energy is coming into the picture, a kind of intelligence also coming into the picture. So it relates to the skillful and communicative part of this particular nakshatra, because Mercury always represents the logical thinking, the communication, the skill, right? So that is Mercury. Mercury has that kind of logical power compared to any other planet. So this is a highly adaptable pada, and it gives a lot of success in whatever the native chooses, because Mercury is coming into the picture. Mars and Saturn, one is having superpower, means so much of power, so much of passion, and also he is hardworking, and now intelligence is also adding into the picture, because Dhanishta 2 is representing the Vargo Navamsha. Just imagine a person of hard work, and passion, and power, energy, and also intelligence. So obviously the person can be very much skillful, right? So Dhanishta 2 is having more skill compared to Dhanishta 1, you can say, because Dhanishta 1 is all about power, is all about so much of aggression. So in olden days, if a person is very much strong, then generally people say the person is going to achieve something in the life. So Dhanishta 1 is something like that. And Dhanishta 2 is having that intelligence also coming into the picture. So for the modern world, Dhanishta 2 can be considered as more successful than Dhanishta 1 here. So again here, Mercury is a neutral planet. It is not going to do anything with Mars and Saturn. It cannot nullify the energy of Mars and Saturn. So here the combination is, the mixture is Mars, Saturn, Mercury mixture. So once again, Mercury adding up here, it cannot change, or it cannot aggravate. Previously, when Sun was adding to Mars and Saturn mixture, it was actually, aggravating it, and it was more harmful for the marriage, Dhanishta 1. And Dhanishta 2, of course, once again, it is also not so good for marriage, because you have that Mars and Saturn coming into the picture always, and Mercury is adding nothing here. Mercury is a neutral planet. So it's not so good for marital harmony, Dhanishta 2 also. So the rulership of Mercury gives this pada good mind-hand coordination, because Saturn is work, Mercury is mind, the mind in the sense the skill, the kind of the buddhi, we say. Mind is actually moon, we say, but buddhi, what you say, the kind of skill, the kind of logical thinking, the capacity to think, is Mercury, is coming in the picture. So the person can have more mind and hand coordination, so that automatically promotes the person to become very good at music. Because when you talk about Dhanishta, we always check if the person is having that kind of music and dancing sense, right? Because Dhanishta is all about music and dance, and of course luck, money and everything, but music and dance come very frequently here. And also a kind of athletic skill. So because when you want some kind of skill, you need Mercury, right? So Mercury is skill basically. So the person cannot become a very good athlete if he does not have the Mercury's coordination power, the communication power. Mercury is the communication power. Communication in the sense, you can see some people can play music very fastly, very nicely, with so much of accuracy, with so much of mind and hand coordination. So that kind of mind and hand coordination can come only with some kind of communication, some kind of skill. So that is Dhanishta second pada. So now Dhanishta second pada is like that. Now Dhanishta third pada, of course, it's starting in Aquarius, 0 degrees to 3 degree 20 minutes of Aquarius, and Dhanishta 1 is in Leo Navamsha, Dhanishta 2 is in Virgo Navamsha, and Dhanishta 3 is in Libra Navamsha. So here Venus is coming into the picture. So Venus is a beautiful planet. It's coming into the picture. So this relates to the amicable, optimistic, happy, social, musical, group oriented and wealthy aspect of Dhanishta. Because when Venus is coming to the picture, you think about Venus is a female planet, it's a soft planet. It represents the marital harmony and also it represents wealth, money. It basically represents beautiful houses, beautiful, excellent, luxurious vehicles, delicious food, right? That is Venus. So Venus is coming to the picture. So you can understand here the happiness is coming there, the bliss is coming into the picture here. So you can clearly say, compared to Dhanishta 1 and Dhanishta 2, Dhanishta 3 can be very good for marriage, right? So because Venus, when Venus is coming to the picture, it is indicating a kind of bliss, a kind of good music, a kind of good food, good social behavior, a very nice, lovely social behavior, right? So here Venus is the natural significator of harmony. That's what we can say. So this pada promotes a marital harmony. Dhanishta 3 is very good for marriage, we say, right? So this is the pada which carries the most refined and subtle attributes of this particular nakshatra. So people generally say Dhanishta nakshatra is very great, it's very famous, people are very good at music and they are very passionate, they are good lovers, so many good things. They are actually or basically talking about Dhanishta 3, because of this Venus Navamsha, right? So any planet which is in Dhanishta 3 goes and sits in Libra sign in the Navamsha chakra, that is called as D9 chart also, right? Some people say D9 chart. So Dhanishta 3 is very good and it relates to those involved in music, fine arts and also astrology. So Dhanishta 3, good at music, right? Here the bliss also coming into the picture. Of course Dhanishta 2 is also good at music, but Dhanishta 3, in Dhanishta 2 you have skill, more skill, because Mercury is coming into the picture. But here Venus is coming, Venus is happiness. So people can make you very happy with their skill. But actual skill is present in Dhanishta 2, of course. But as Venus is coming in Dhanishta 3, so marital bliss can be expected here. And the fourth pada, the Dhanishta fourth pada, if you see, it is expanding from 3 degree 20 minutes of Aquarius to 6 degree 40 minutes of Aquarius. So of course you can see in the Navamsha, so Dhanishta 1 is in Leo, Dhanishta 2 is in Virgo, Dhanishta 3 is in Libra, then so automatically Dhanishta 4 is in Scorpio. So Mars energy is coming more here, right? More Mars energy. So Scorpio Navamsha, and of course it's ruled by Mars. So this pada has excessive Martial energy, if you see, because as a ruler of nakshatra Mars is here, and as a ruler of sign Saturn is present here. As a Navamsha ruler here, Mars is coming again into the picture. So more Martian energy and relates to the rhythmical aspect of this particular nakshatra. So more passion, Mars says more passion. So that kind of rhythm, that natural rhythm. So when a person has so much of passion about something, he can get that natural rhythm over the years about that particular subject. So it is helpful in creative arts, requiring a lot of energy, like drumming. So you just see the drumming aspect here. So drums, playing drums, you require a lot of energy there, right? So this pada is sympathetic to the underdog. However, this pada is not good for marital harmony because more Martian energy coming into the picture. So Dhanishta 4 is also not so good. It's not so good. It's not good at all for marriage, sometimes people say, because of more Martian energy. When a person is having more Martian energy, then automatically the person would be very much aggressive. So what planet is in this particular nakshatra defines that aggression, of course. So this pada basically gives a kind of warrior's energy, warrior kind of attitude to the person. So it is very much good for sports, you can say, because of more Martian energy. So when a person is having more Martian energy, the person, as musical ability is also coming into the picture here. So the person can be very good drummer, or he can be a very good athlete. It's something like weightlifting, you can say, right? Because of more power coming into the picture here, right? So that is about different padas of Dhanishta nakshatra. So in the next video we'll try to discuss more things about Dhanishta nakshatra. Thanks for watching this video.